jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Man, that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Once again, you tuned in to World Combat Sports. Salute to everyone. This is another Hot Grease Chronicles, episode 57. You already know what it is, pound for pound. Bud Crawford on deck once again, just to remind the naysayers, WCS ain't went nowhere. I ain't went nowhere. I just had to take time and take care of some things, you know. But WCS ain't went nowhere. It's still a hot grease summer, and we definitely got to return with the bow and arrows, the machetes. You know what I'm saying? We have to return with the Molotov cocktails. We have to return with the hot grease on the stove and let them Spencerholics know that it's still on and popping. Regardless, we need to get some things straightened out. What I do see is a lot of desperation that's going around in the YTC trying to create false ass Nickelodeon sci-fi scenarios on shit that you know that is not true. Boy, you kick yourself and punch your you kick yourself and punch yourself in the chest, slap your motherfucking shit out of yourself in the mirror, knowing damn well you don't know if this is gonna be the last fight for Errol Spence Jr. You just don't have a clue if it's gonna be the last fight. I already broke it down for y'all why Terrence Crawford will absolutely be the two-time undisputed champion in 2022. I told y'all the secret that cannot be changed. I told you what it's going to be. I told you what it's going to be. Did y'all remember? First of all, shout out to the supporters in the day one. Ride or dies. I appreciate you. Salute to you. One love. All day, every day. Crawford retires Spence with superior boxing, IQ, salubrity, and sobriety. All right. So it's up to me to help certain people understand that just because I took a little time away from this topic, I have not forgotten. So we're going to have some night school right quick, because I want the Spencerholics to understand two important words that's going to play a tremendous role in this fight. So let me go to my first screen share, because I just want to make sure everyone understands it. Big shout out. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. What's good? What's good? Salute OG. Hot grease. Yes, it's hot grease, man. You know what I'm saying? They must have forgot. Man. The hot grease ain't go nowhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Jab the like button for sure. Shout out to Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, a.k.a. Shaw. Showtime Shaw. Hot grease cook. Let's get it. Salute Big Blunts and Boxing. Little Flex on deck. What's good with the flex? So let me share this with y'all. Hopefully it doesn't get a little crazy on these sites, but so what we have here, right, is just the understanding of defining certain words. Salubrity is what I put on there. So, but salubrious is just a different type of pronunciation. Salubrious. Okay. It defines favorable to or promoting health, healthful. Okay. See, the reason why I bring this up is it's important to make note that Terrence Crawford sustains a salubrity type of lifestyle by staying in the gym, with that, eating healthy, and when he's out of the gym, still maintaining his everyday health. It can be what he eat, the water that he drinks, the non-alcoholic beverages that he refuses to partake in. He just keeps it clean. At the end of the day, he just keeps it clean. I'm saying he just keeps it clean, bro. He don't need people, doing room inspections, trying to see if his old wrappers laying around, empty paint bottles, pint, P-I-N-T, empty goddamn, tequila bottles laying around. You know what I'm saying? Patron, the yickety yak yak yak. He doesn't have to have room inspections to make sure he's staying on par. Because when it's time to weigh in and see if the weight's on par, they like, something ain't right here, man. I just fed you baked chicken the other day with half a cup of rice and a full cup of broccoli. And that shouldn't have had you gaining 7 pounds. What is going on? Hey, DJ, we need to have a talk real quick because something ain't right, man. I should have known the first time we did this against Udenis Ugas. The second time was going to be damn near impossible. We need to have a talk, man. He's snacking behind our backs, and he's back on that yak. You know what I'm saying? It has to be addressed. Let's go to the next word, right? Let's go back to the next word of question. All right. And that is let me share screen. And this is just educational information for the Spencerholics, just in case they ran out of content or criteria to speak about. I want to take them back to the roots on when they saying I was a hater of Spence and everything. And, like me and Showtime was pretty much putting out the best possible content you can hear about Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't anything that was malicious. This word right here, listen to it.
Sobriety.
Okay. For you Spencerholics, this is a class for you too. Once again.
Sobriety. 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 Sobriety.
See, sobriety is another area of Terrence Crawford's his discipline outside the ring that's definitely going to contribute to that 65% I was talking about. Outside the ring of him doing everything right. Sobriety is a big deal of that. And being that me and a lot of other people support Terrence Crawford, who doesn't smoke and drink, we pretty much have faith and support and understanding that he's going in there maximizing his physical efforts to get in shape. He's maximizing it because he's dry. He's drinking water, man. He's going in there, standing in the gym, eating right, doing what he's supposed to do. His body is responding to that. As in individuals that lack
sobriety,
individuals that have trouble with what is this thing fucking with me though? Come on now. Come on now.
sobriety.
That is the key word. The individuals that's having trouble with that during their training camp. You can't sneak, you know what I'm saying, a little shot here and a little shot there. Even though in the fitness community, when you're cutting weight, you can have some red wine. You know what I'm saying? You can have some red wine. It helps with vascularity and everything else. But this ain't a physique contest. This is a combat sport where you have to be on par, be on weight with your training. Plus, we're talking about the rigors of training also. You have to go in there and continue day after day. If your training camp is 8 weeks, guess what? You have to sustain
sobriety,
So if you are able to sustain sobriety, that means for 8 weeks, you don't come close to having the urge to drink anything like Terrence Crawford. That means you are sustaining.
sobriety,
So if that is indeed the case for Terrence Crawford, we're talking about him getting a full training camp in the best health possible. You know what I'm saying? In the best health possible. Eating, you know what I'm saying? Staying away from the nightlife. If he is out, he's not indulging in any type of alcoholic beverages, and he's maintaining his
sobriety,
So on the other side, where the Spencerholics are at, I think when it comes down to it, right, there's a support team that's needed. Support team is needed. But my only problem with the support team is that I think you have a lot of individuals that's dare to say yes and to be cool, and they don't want to mess things up. I remember a situation where I was in Texas, and certain individuals very close with the team, and he had 2 little snakes around him, and I knew the way those snakes was looking, and they was slithering around, they was up to no good. But see, me, I stayed on the outside, played my position. I already knew what it was. And, certain individuals got upset that I wasn't coming up there in the city that he resided in and show him love like that. I just felt like it was better for me to stay on the outside because they felt like, they wanted somebody to kiss their ass to be close to Spence. You know what I'm saying? But I already seen what was going on. And I knew that individual wasn't talking to Spence about
sobriety,
So since he didn't care about that, a short time later, you know what I'm saying? Once those snakes was able to infiltrate and get that person kicked off the team, I didn't think it fragmented the support system that was around, Spence at the time. I think it was a lot of people that just wanted to be at the nightclub with him, that wanted to hang out with him and everything else. Now, it's important for people to understand when we talk about how important it is for Bud Crawford to continue to be healthy and sustain his
sobriety,
and don't never relapse or any way, shape, or form to think that, okay, this is the time where I can sneak a drink. I don't think Bud Crawford's mentality is to even go that route. He's so dialed in and focused all the time. He has no problem with maintaining his
sobriety,
But for Spence, when he fought Sean Porter, right, he was on record as saying that it was his fault that he ballooned up in weight. He had to drop down from the 180s to 147. He made it difficult for himself. And in between that time, he was expecting his fans. Well, some of them they was in awe about the mere fact that he was able to drop so much weight during training camp. And they was like treating that as is a feat in itself. He was able to accomplish such a feat of himself, dropping all that weight. It was amazing. He was a strong dude. He was unstoppable. He was special. They was just like, oh man, that's impossible to do, but he accomplished it. He achieved it. He fucked off in between fight camp, gained all the weight, and then he had to lose it during fight camp and come in shredded. And a big part of the fight fans would say he didn't have control of his.
Sobriety.
So now that we totally understand after the Sean Porter fight that we was pretty much spot on, because only a couple of weeks after that, he was in a horrific accident, all because no one was there to monitor his
Sobriety.
being that his sobriety was in question. And that man got behind the wheel in a high-powered sports car. A sports car that he had earned by hard work and dedication, by fighting in the ring, right? I often ask myself, you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't pay, listen to the game. If you don't pay close attention to those who are around you, they will cost you the most in the end. Remember, WCS just told you that shit. It don't matter how much money you have. If you don't pay close attention to the ones close to you, they will cost you the most in the end. And that's exactly what happened to Spence, because nobody around him was willing to speak about his
Sobriety.
real talk. No one was here to talk about him and tell him, hey, bro, I know we cool and everything. I know you for so long, but check this out. I just want to just tell you how important you are to us. You know what I'm saying? The team, our family, everything. I just want to let you know how important you are. If you don't remember, you just had an awesome fight, with Sean Porter, potential fight of the year. I just want to make it a point to tell you how special you are to your family, first and foremost. Don't get in the car, bro, because you fucked up right now. You know what I'm saying? You jumped off your
Sobriety.
and right now your alcohol level is pretty high. So I'm telling you, just chill. Nope, nobody was around there for that to happen. Get behind the wheel, fell asleep, had the roof back. If you had a roof back when you well, it's one or two things. If you fucked up, sometimes people try to roll down the window and get a breeze in their face so they can goddamn wake up. But sometimes that shit relaxes you so you can fall asleep. But you ride with no roof and no seatbelt on, right? And you was intoxicated. How can we say you're intoxicated? We don't have to say it's allegedly anymore. You pleaded guilty to DWI. No one around you prevented that situation from happening. You know what I'm saying? You had a lapse in
Sobriety.
So since you had a lapse in your sobriety, you had to plead guilty to a DWI, which that accident ultimately ruined any chances of you being physically able to go in here at the end of this year and be even competitive, to even be competitive with Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Because we know as a human being, your physical anatomy is permanently damaged. We know that. That's the hard, cold truth. You know what I'm saying? Your people out there that's creating all these fictional scenarios, these outlandish, hilarious tearjerkers, they're not talking about the reality of why I feel, and a lot of other Bud Crawford supporters feel, that on top of his superior boxing IQ, it's nothing you can train for with your physical condition that would tell us, hey, this is going to be a 50-50 fight with Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. We don't see it. I don't see it because, the accident pretty much destroyed you from being physically able. See, you was fucking off before the accident, right? So people want to praise you and put their hands together, clap it up, that you was up here fucking off, and they was cheering you on for being up in the 180s. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't the ones that was telling you the truth about your
Sobriety.
So therefore, you take that before the fight and what happened to you after the fight. That's two areas of your career that was deemed very, very important for you there, Spence. And you was busy fucking them off. So on the back end of you having an accident, and thank God you survived, real talk. This is not any type of, poignant maliciousness. I'm just telling the truth about where you at right now when it comes to Crawford. As a boxer, there, Spence, you have to maximize your physical effort to go in there and beat a fighter like Crawford. You have to. You have to be 100%. You can't sit up here and think you're going to have an accident, get ejected out the dang roof, and recover and go in here and have a couple of fights and think any one of those opponents is Terrence Bud Crawford. Based off what we've seen in Yordenis Ugas, what I'm talking about is absolutely fact. It's motherfucking fact, bro. It don't matter what DJ teaches you. That's not the issue. Is that you're in an era right now where you have an individual such as Terrence Bud Crawford, who is residing as the alpha of the welterweight division. He is the man, period. You blew it by even thinking that, okay, let's just per se take away the accident. People, I'm kicking some real shit to you. Take away the accident with Errol Spence. Let's extract that. Let's extract that he had a lapse in his
sobriety.
Let's take that away. So therefore, we know he was drinking and partying and shit before Sean Porter fight. Let's take the Sean Porter fight, celebration and everything. Boom, no accident in that. He celebrates. He recovers. He wakes up in the morning. No accident to go on record. Nothing. How does he stop? How does Terrence Crawford stops? I'm not Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. How does Errol Spence stop? What pulls him away from continue to have a lapse in his
sobriety?
Who pulls him away? If there's not a brutal reminder, a reality check for him by having that accident, who stops him from doing what he's been doing and making weight? Somebody answer that question for me. Somebody answer the question. Who stops him? Who persuades him? Who asks him the hard questions without being told no or saying, oh, I don't want you hanging around the group no more? At the time that he was drinking and everything else and partying, who was in that group that could have persuaded him to stop without the accident? Who? It's not Derrick James. Who in that group? It wasn't ILTBA. Who in that group could have did it? It wasn't disloyal to the boxing game. Who could have been to stop Errol Spence from having that accident for DWI? Who? I'm waiting because you can go around here on this YTC and talk all around this shit right here. But I'm going to give you something refreshing right now. That's what the fuck I'm doing. I'm giving you something refreshing. I'm giving you the reality of the circle of life. Who provides Errol Spence with enough knowledge and pull him to the side and he respect you enough to say, you know what? Hey, man, I know you're celebrating, Sean Porter's win and all that. You picked up the WBC title. But maybe you should, just chill with the drinking just a little bit. If you plan on facing Crawford, that guy's always in the gym. He's always taking it serious. He's not drinking and all that. He's not partying. He's always staying fit, man. You know what I'm saying? He always staying loyal to the training regime. He has this unmatched discipline, bro. Don't you think you should pay attention to that? You're trying to unify, and he has the WBO title, bro. Just because you have the IBF and the WBC title right now, I'm telling you as a friend, you have to get that WBA title. You have to make a change sooner or later that the fight's going to get tougher. So if you can go ahead and beat Pacquiao or Yordenis Ugas, man, you still have that guy. You still have that guy, Terrence Bud Crawford, who has the WBO title. And he's not out here doing what you doing, nigga. He ain't doing it. When are you going to say, pause, bro? I need to get myself together. I'm getting fucked up. I'm recovering. I'm laying up in bed, goddamn fucked up, taking me 3 days to recover, and still I want some yak. You got sobriety issues. J. Ocho on deck. What's good? The definitions of sobriety, the state or quality of being sober. Once again, the state or quality of being sober. That is the definition of
Sobriety.
temperance or moderation, especially in the use of alcoholic beverages.
Sobriety.
Seriousness, gravity, or solemnity.
Sobriety.
Y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. King Mitch on deck. Salute to you. Hey, you know what it is, that Showtime. Disloyal to the boxing game. D, what's good? They said I was a Spence hater. I called his family and got mad when he was being a drunk. And what he do say, I wasn't family and only know this uncle, so I moved on. J. Ocho on deck. What's good with it? Papa Lot, salute. What's good? Crawford fan all day, just want to see the fight. Now we passed that. No, we're gonna give him this hot grease, man, because they always think a brother don't be thinking. But no, we got to go back to the raw ingredients of everything. You know what I'm saying? You hear people talking about how the fight gonna go, how this, that, and the other. No, let's talk about the reality. Take away the accident, and Errol Spence is still in the streets getting fucked up. Let's call it as it is. Let's call it as it is, people. He doesn't have the accident. He's still in the streets getting drunk, bro. He's still in the streets. Now, peep this out. Showtime say hire Blu-ray back, right? Could Blu-ray stop him from drinking? Or he just knew how to share them up after he had been out there on the bottle? What was Blu-ray's specialty? Did he understand that making him doing 800 goddamn push-ups before he got in the sparring? Could that shed some of the pounds he had put on from drinking? I don't know, bro. But I'm giving you some shit you ain't heard. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to talk about the reality of all those individuals that was around him that knew he had a drinking problem, but they did nothing. The man went in there and made weight against Sean Porter and damn near blew his entire career celebrating after the fight. But I'm here to basically provide some hypotheticals. Take away the accident. Who in his camp, to include his trainers, who could be around him? Who? I need to know, is there one or two individuals that could have persuaded Errol Spence to stop being publicly intoxicated? You know what I'm saying? Who could have did that for him? Because really, either way it goes, he was in a bad situation. He was out there doing it before he had the accident, and he ended up having the accident. So one led to the other. And you know who failed that man? The individuals that was up there watching him, partying, and benefiting off, his success in the boxing ring. Those are the individuals that failed that man. They failed him so much to the point where now one on one to stick up for now one on one to stand up and be vocal and tell that man how special he was as a fighter and how far his career could go if he only stopped drinking, especially doing fight camps. You know what I'm saying? But no one had the courage. No one had it, bro. No one. It don't matter how much money you have. You got to pay attention to the ones closer, because those cats are just moving when you move. Move when you move. Move when you move. They know you was stupid. You was fucked up. And they still allowed you to get behind that high performance sports car. And when they saw that car wreck and they seeing you ejected and how damaged you was, the pit that they felt in their stomach, the tears they were shedding was because of what? Damn, we're not going to be able to hang with Errol Spence no more. We're not going to be in the group with him no more. Damn, this shit was fun. Man, I should have said something. Now his career is over. Yeah, that's what they were saying. They weren't saying like, damn, I was just about to have a little sidebar conversation with him and say, you know what, Spence, it's about time you stop, fucking with boxing, man. You can't play boxing like that. You skillful in everything. You can compete with the best, but you can't keep doing what you're doing, man. I want to be the first to speak up to you. If it's something that jeopardizes our friendship, then so be it. But I want to be the first one to speak to you and tell you, hey, bro, you have to understand how serious your career is going to get moving forward. You're trying to set a goal. You're on record as saying you want to unify the welterweight division and become undisputed. It's one guy that has the last belt that's going to require and pull everything that you have. He's going to pull out every ounce of what you have. And it cannot be any type of half stepping or you drinking and all this and cutting corners and just having a fight count where you do mostly extra cardio to lose weight. No, you can't play those games with this guy. That dude they call Bud Crawford is a different type of animal at the end of the day. It's a different type of beast. He's taking this shit serious. No one told him. Those people that saw him damaged the way he was after he was ejected from the vehicle, man, they was crying because they wouldn't be able to hang around with him no more. They didn't know what they was gonna do. Yeah, they was feeling some type of way about his life. I don't know if he's unconscious or whatever, but he looked seriously injured. But the real ones that dealt with boxing knew him being ejected from the vehicle into the pavement, his life would never be the same as a boxer. His life would never be the same. And let's commend Terrence Crawford for saying he wouldn't be the one to face that man coming off an accident. Because he would have ended his career, y'all. Let's be honest. Terrence Crawford would have ended this man's career. But knowing Terrence Crawford, knowing Crawford, he would have played nice with Spence. Because they don't hate each other. He might have waited to the 10th round to stop him. I'm just saying, Spence can be a gentleman at the end of the day, man. He might have waited to the 10th round to stop him. Or force his corner DJ to throw in the motherfucking towel. You know what I'm saying? That could have been it. Real talk. They tried to shit on Sauce Experience. Look at me now. It's Team Tucker Sauce. We've been on ESPN since day one. Only know his uncles too, but he my family also. He pleaded guilty. What Jerry Jones needs that back. We're gonna get on that too. We're gonna get on that. Yeah, I had to bring the reality back to these cats. They still talking about potential, how the fight gonna play out. No, let's get back to the reality of this shit. Because we haven't got an official fight date. Let's get to the reality of me coming back and have to be the professor of this shit and remind y'all how it all went down. Remind y'all that it wasn't individuals that was close to him that was willing to speak up and guide this man out of that near-death situation. They didn't have the balls. They didn't have the courage. They didn't care. They didn't respect Spence enough to tell him in a sidebar conversation, bro, you're going to end up killing yourself. Stop it. You shouldn't be driving intoxicated, especially a car with that much horsepower. No one stepped up. Disloyal to the game, then step up. He just wanted to get close so he could see the belts. He didn't tell them. They know he was getting fucked up. No one told him. No one told him at all. This don't have shit to do. Look, this don't have shit to do with popularity. This is the reality of it, y'all. The reality of it is that Spence is severely damaged on the inside. He was damaging his body before, and he damaged his body after the Sean Porter fight. That is the reality y'all got to deal with. That reality has a lot to do with what the legends and the Bud Crawford supporters tell y'all point blank that Bud is going to smash this guy. He's going to demolish this dude. He's going to hand Spence his the first loss of his career, and that shit is going to be in brutal fashion. Seriously, it's so much ride behind this. Crawford is going to turn up. It's not going to take him long to get warmed up in this fight. He's going to come out the gate and put on a motherfucking show. And you know who's going to be to blame for this malicious knockout that's pending? You know who's going to be to blame for y'all coming all this way on this road trip only for the wheels to start falling off? Your team. That's who you should blame. You should blame these YTC channels that was up here not even giving a damn about your sobriety. Sobriety. Didn't even want to talk to you about it. They didn't even want to talk to you about it. They didn't want to talk about it on here. Why? Because they wanted to maintain your friendship. They didn't want to be a man, a grown-ass man, and say, you know what? Maybe I should shoot him a DM and say, hey, I see you out here. I saw you up there with some other boxers, and you was extremely intoxicated. I'm just a fan. I support you heavy. Just, man, look out, man. I really want to see you make it to the end and get that, undisputed, bro. I just want to look out. None of them. All you YTC Spencerholic fans, y'all to blame. I blame y'all. Y'all didn't look out for Spence. Y'all failed him, man. Y'all failed that dude. Y'all want to go out here and get all these super chats and everything. You want to claim that you're a fan of the sport, but you don't show up for the sport. Come on, man. You can't be saying that y'all a fan of the sport, but with all the support that your audience give you, you don't show up to the sport. Y'all should have showed up and say, Spence, can I at least get a minute with you? I'm one of your favorite fans. Don't be afraid to tell a fighter you're a fan of them, because you should be. If you really respect them, you should be a fan of them. That fighter should give you a different type of sensation when you are allowed to be in their space, their proximity. Why? Because they're doing something special. It's a reason why you support the fighter. And there was a lot of people that was around Errol Spence that supported him. They supported him, yo. They rock with him heavy because they was a part of the in crowd. They was a part of the circle. They just didn't want to say nothing. They know he was getting fucked up. They know he was in a physically demanding sport. They know that he was collecting belts. They know that it was going to get very, very, very tough for him when it came down to that last WBO welterweight championship. See, the fucked up part about his people, they some of the most opportunistic people out here in the YTC. Because even right now, no one will get on here and say what I'm saying. None of his people will get on here and say what I'm saying, because they know it's fact. They know it's going to hurt feelings, but they just want to continue to push this narrative and have people tune in as if they don't see it coming. It's coming, y'all. This shit is imminent. It is coming. No doubt about it. Spence damaged himself before. He damaged himself after. He's about to get damaged once again and potentially retired. All because he is not going to be able to handle a top tier fighter that's not going to stop when Lawrence Cole says stop. It's not going to be that type of damn situation. He's a much smarter fighter to be over there, to be in there with Errol Spence and break him down. Break him down much quicker than you think is going to happen. Y'all know Spence looked bad against Ugas. You know he looked bad. And the fact that he looked the way he did and you don't even want to acknowledge that he did not give you that elite fighter status in there, his performance did not add up, that should tell you everything you need to know, that he's not the same fighter since the accident. That's the raw reality, that you fucked that man over. All y'all fucked him over. Y'all was cheering for him. Y'all was laughing and joking. Oh, Spence, it's on him, baby. I don't bring honey. I drink, baby. Baby. Y'all was all about that shit. That shit sound good, yeah. He walking out, yeah. Pour me another drink. We feeling good. Texas, stand up. None of y'all stepped up. None of y'all. I'm just so disappointed. Real talk. I'm so disappointed in y'all. Y'all get on here and create these incredible, outlandish. I'm talking about these space age scenarios that deals nothing but fiction. But you don't talk about what we know to be true. That later on in life, man, Errol Spence may have much deeper problems than he has now. The man hit the pavement and they say no broken bones. That doesn't mean it wasn't soft tissue damage. That doesn't mean that people are going to sit up here and convince WCS that Errol Spence wasn't talking slow. Oh, they're going to say he was talking slow because he had new teeth in him. No, I'm not saying slur speech. Teeth, teeth problem. I'm talking about him happen to listen and dial in his cognizant thought process and, responding in a timely manner for which it seems natural, just like he did before the accident. That's all. I want to see him have that reaction time that's natural. Just like you going back and forth in the conversation, you talking your shit. He's not that. I think it's imperative for me to just give my contribution. You know what I'm saying? I'm volunteering my time to help clean up the YTC Spencerholic. You know what I'm saying? This is not a 12-step program, but I am giving you free consult that your fighter was damaging himself before his fight with Sean Porter, and he damaged himself after Sean Porter. It's just the one that's after was a bit more brutish than the one before. They still had commonalities of alcohol abuse. Still. You know what I'm saying? Still, they had commonalities. But the one that was after the Sean Porter fight, it dealt with the physicality. You know what I'm saying? It dealt with injury. That's what it dealt with. And y'all didn't even do enough, man. I don't know if y'all even raised any money for Spence during that time. I don't know, man. I don't know if every live stream that y'all do, if it hits you, you know what I'm saying, personally, if you really take the time to process it, if it's hitting you, you got to think about if Crawford has been doing and stand on track the way he is and stand steady and continue to knock people out. You have to be concerned for your fighter, one that is permanently damaged. You have to be concerned. That's all I'm asking you to do. Be concerned in the most severest form possible, because you should be. Because Errol Spence walking in there with a fighter like Terrence Bud Crawford may be his last fight. That may be his last fight. That's in all seriousness. I know it's laughable. It's funny right now to some of y'all, but it may be his last fight. When people keep saying and boxing legends keep giving a nod in the favor of Bud Crawford beating Errol Spence, that still don't piss you off in a way that you should have did more for Errol Spence. If that don't piss you off, that you just a selfish individual because you get mad at the legends, but me and the legends are saying the same shit. We're saying the same shit. Y'all still up here getting mad at individuals that's telling you the absolute 100% truth. If they're just picking or predicting the winner, they're doing it because of what Terrence Bud Crawford does outside the ring. How he sustains himself, how he dials it in and maintains his discipline outside the square, how he goes in there and keep his training regime on a high level, how he can continue to keep his body in superb condition, not using a fight camp to drop a tremendous amount of weight, not hiring a nutritionist to basically force you with shackles to eat your food on time, even though you're like, I need, just give me a shot, man. No, give me a shot, man. Stop. This is see, we don't really get the public footage that goes on behind the scene. But you have to maintain at least about a 5-course meal minimal when you're burning that many calories and you want to take off that fat and keep that muscle. You see how frail Spence was months out? It's not impossible for him to be at weight, that many weeks out and still maintain some muscle because the protein, the diet's going to change. That's all. But you can look the part all day long, but inside that cranial cap, you have to take it into deep consideration on what's still degenerating as we know it. That's all I want y'all to understand. It's degenerating as we know it. And it's going to degenerate at a faster pace than if he was just getting up in the morning, going to work at a corporate job. He's in combat sports. He's in boxing. So he continues have to pass medicals and he continues have to go through training, go to sparring, and he has to pursue that fight, the most important one in his career. He has to go in there in pursuit to try to get a win, knowing deep down in himself, especially what he felt with the Udenis Ugas fight, that he ain't him. Errol Spence understands he is not the man to defeat Terrence Crawford. That's why he don't want a rematch clause. If someone don't want to give you a rematch, God damn it, it's perfectly clear on their lack of confidence. Period. Real talk. They totally understand it, y'all. The YTC narratives and yes man in his circle got him lost in the sauce. But I only know his uncles. Get the fuck out of here. Sir C on deck. What's good? I have always had Bud since he was at 140. For sure. But DJ is the coach of the year. Showtime on their neck. Like Shaw News said, they should have got shaken at least 2 times already. They should have got shaken at least 2 times already. They should be the third fight coming up. This should be the third fight coming up. Yeah, man. They should have got it shaken already. They should already be in the ring. Look, we damn near have 3/4 of the total amount of divisions in boxing that will somehow have something attached to them, from heavyweight to light heavyweight, right? To super middleweight, fuck 60, 54. All right. Skip 47. Go to 40. Go to 35. 30 may potentially happen. That's on how fast your Chris Stevenson fight Hector Garcia, right? Let's go to 26. Even 26 is a possibility. We don't know. We don't know yet. But let's go to 22. 22 is a possibility, right? Super bantam, that's a possibility. Bantamweight, that's a possibility. We sitting at 9 right now, right? And we can go down to super fly. Whenever they decide to settle in with that, we can go down to super fly. Man, I can stop right there. That's damn near 10. Outside of 47. Anyway, wow, that's crazy, bro. They're gonna fight on Triller 15 years from now. Man, I hope not. I hope not. They had no fights, man. Super chat-a-lat lack. That is not for the fights, people. That's for me to go out here and buy some clothes, and buy some piss water and buy some shit from the bodega. You know what I'm saying? Buy some miniature waters. He laughs all the time. You would know what that is, Shaw. We know what that is. All that laughing, that shit that ain't funny. His people don't want to have enough courage to know that the only thing they can do on this YTC is create stories, create freaking soap operas, murder mysteries. You can't talk about shit that you actually believe in. You don't believe Errol Spence is going to beat Terrence Crawford like that. You don't believe it's going to be an easy fight. You don't believe none of that. And the good thing about y'all listen to what I gotta say, and when Showtime put all the small channels, is that when you cut that camera off, you're still miserable. I like it because you know damn well you just went out here and pretty much was disingenuous to your audience, and you told them some lies, and then when you cut that camera off, you're still upset because the fight haven't been made, and you know damn well Crawford's gonna bust him in his motherfucking eye. Real talk. Crawford's gonna bust Spence in his eye, man. He's gonna do him real dirty. He's gonna change his life, man. He's gonna change his life for the better. See, the talk that Crawford's gonna have with him, it's gonna sting a lot more than anybody that never spoke to him in his group the right way and told him about his sobriety issues. When Crawford puts his arm around him, he say, "You know what? I don't know what you could have been if you wasn't, so weak when it comes to alcohol. I don't know what you could have been if you never would have had that accident. But tonight, I enjoyed gracing the square with you, and I definitely will relish in the moment to say I beat your ass." So we finally got this fight, and once again, I appreciate you for gracing the square. But let's make no mistake about it. I'm the welterweight, undisputed, 2-time undisputed. Okay, let's not ever get that twisted again. You know what I'm saying? It's no way you can fuck with me in this era. I just want to let you know, since it's finally here, that's what it is. That Errol, you deal with it. We don't have no personal beef. We ain't got shit. But you know what? You still got a couple more fights. You know what I'm saying, in your career. Do a couple of exhibitions with Jake Paul, Logan Paul. Goddamn, take it easy and shit. Put on some headgear and then go on about your business, man. You know what I'm saying? Go on about your business. You good. But know this, I beat your ass tonight. It was a long time coming. That's why they want lowball. They want to lowball Crawford in hopes he turn it down. Yeah, Sir Senior. They want to lowball him and get him discouraged. They want that man to back out the deal and get so frustrated with time ticking. You know, the more time to tick, it's going to fuck with both fighters. Not so much Spence, because Spence just got out the ring with Yardenas Ugas. But, Crawford, we already know he getting paid good dollar. So he can get in there with anybody and make a purse. But when you're trying to get that man low ball money to get him discouraged so he can turn it down and the fight doesn't happen, well, we already know. The real ones know that tactic has been around boxing for quite some time. But we're going to trust Bernie's word. Bernie says the fight is happening. Bernie has been on record as saying the fight is going to happen, people. We have to lay down trust in that. We have to sponge that up, be patient. You know what I'm saying? Be patient. Don't overreact. And just let the days go by. And outside the fake news, just pay attention to the smaller media, because we're gonna give you the true scoop. Just wait for the fight to be announced. That's all I can tell you. Wait for the fight to be announced. Bud is gonna stay in shape. He looked like he could have walked into the ring on the Porterway podcast. He stays in shape, bro. And you're trying to tell me that type of lifestyle doesn't supersede that of an alcoholic? You trying to tell me that doesn't matter? When all these individuals can make all these live streams on Errol Spence, but yet they are absolutely paranoid to speak of that man's issue before and after Sean Porter. They don't want to talk about it. They feel like that's going to stop the paycheck from coming in. They want to continue to play the game and be selfish, because if they really was down, you know what I'm saying? If they was that individuals that held true to the core of what they believe on in life as a man, they would do it live, or they'll reach out and say, hey man, I just think it's better for us to kind of ask the question, you know, how has it been for you as far as your sobriety? Sobriety is a healthy word to ask someone, instead of asking them, how has it been with you being, you know, off the bottle and all, not being a fucking drunk? You know what I'm saying? That sounds very harsh and abrasive, very acerbic to the ears. And when you can just say, hey, I just want to check your sobriety out, bro. How's your sobriety been? Oh, it's okay. Then they tell you it's okay. Oh, that's good to hear, because we're really looking forward to see, you know, if the damage that you received from the accident will be able to hold up against a beast like Crawford. That's all. Yeah, I said a beast. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make you feel different, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make you feel different that night, Spence. You can't go off fucking off the career like that for as long as you did. Go in the ring and get it done barely with Sean Porter, barely. It don't give a fuck whether you was on the high on the scorecards or not. It don't fucking matter. You won a split decision. So if you ever step in there with the WBO side of the house, I can almost guarantee you the performance is not going to be as the WBC side of the house when you stepped in there. No, totally different competitors we talking about. Try to go ahead and fight Crawford's fight. You felt that you can do that with Sean Porter, but go ahead and fight Crawford's fight. Period. Period. And don't think you're getting over by putting Jack Reese in there as the referee. Fuck that. Jack Reese won't be the referee that night. I'm gonna make sure of that. I'm gonna call my people up. I say one referee that would not be allowed in the arena at all is Jack Reese. We're not giving 3-4 long counts to get Errol Spence off the canvas in the fourth round. We're not doing that. We're not allowing you extended time. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We don't need Jack Reese's assistant for this fight. We need someone that's going to be carefully selected, and that's going to be that. But you know what? When you don't want the fight to go to the scorecards, what you do? You knock their ass out. And that's pretty much how I see the fight going. Your fighter, Errol Spence, is still damaged, y'all. He's functioning just enough to fight a Danny Garcia. He's functioning just enough to fight a Yordenis Ugas. Yes, he did. He's able to function enough for the caliber competition. No one can tell me Danny Garcia was going all out against Errol Spence. Nah, he wasn't. Danny Garcia likes Errol Spence. He went in there and took a beating just to give Errol Spence a win. That's what Danny Garcia did. I'm telling you straight up real. That's real life right there. Errol Spence from freaking Long Island, and he looked out for him. He went in there and moved around and took a beating, swelled up his eye to make it look real. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't trying to go in there and damage Errol. They're friends. They were sitting next to each other when your boy Ryan Garcia came up there and did some Easter shit, some Easter egg hunting shit, like a lost kid looking for eggs. Hey, I don't know where the other eggs at with the cash in it. But listen up. I'm willing to bet you $20,000 on my friend Rolly. Okay? And then I'm going to go back and look for these other Easter eggs with all my cash in it. Come on, bro. Seriously. Danny Garcia did him a favor. I said it before. This is not the first time I said it. But what we can do, this is what I challenge. This is my challenge to the Spencerholic channels. The ones that are deaf mute when it comes to positive retorts. Y'all need to start doing lives on the seriousness of sobriety, the lack of sobriety in boxing. Just like y'all want to talk about mental health, why don't y'all talk about alcoholism? Why don't y'all talk about alcoholism? How it affected one of your favorite fighters. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about alcoholism. How it affected one of your favorite fighters. How you stood around and did nothing about it because you hoping and praying that his body holds up throughout the entire fight and the training camp. Why is DJ telling Errol Spence to stay focused and he's fighting on the highest level? Why wouldn't you stay focused? Because you can't stay focused, bro. The mind is incredible headquarters. The mind, the brain is an incredible headquarters, man. Oh my God. It is magic. You know what I'm saying? All the electricity flowing through there, it's just magic. But when you are punched and you're basically placing it in an environment where it's taking damage, significant damage, especially in a car accident, they might have some irreversible damage of soft tissue in there. So, when it comes down to this fight, Errol Spence is going to pass medicals, I think. And then we get to witness history. All I want you all to do is start talking about alcoholism in boxing. I want you to basically create some type of program. If you all have to donate at least about 3% of your super chat funds to try to start up a program to help these fighters who may be going through alcoholism in their off time, maybe a part of domestic violence because they love drinking and being on a bottle. You know what I'm saying? You can call the foundation. What would be a good one? The EJ Foundation. Yeah, something like that. You don't have to say his name. You can just put the initials up there and just leave it like that. Start the foundation in his name, man. Seriously, just start the foundation in his name. That's all. Do something that can be remembered. They're gonna cry when Bud beat him. Man, they're gonna do more than cry, man. They're gonna start cutting each other's throat. They're gonna shut all the debates down. Fuck the debate. I'm gonna be like, no, let's debate. I want to debate the fight. Can I get my debate, please? Please, if you don't mind. Can I finally have my debate? I want to debate the fight. I want to go round for round on what exactly transpired in front of our eyes when Bud Crawford was able to become 2-time undisputed. That's all I want to do. I'm not trying to get personal. They can't get EJ on their lives with all the pro Spence narrative videos. Speaking of getting Errol on his lives, on the lives, man. Yeah, that would be an incredible feat. You know, you feel me? I think that's an incredible feat because a couple of days ago, I just happened to stumble around a channel that was actively live, man, and I think he might have had like 4.2 people in his live chat. I think that's yeah, that would be considered a small channel. But he had, initially the special guest Bernie the Boxer, who was at the headquarters, with the pound for pound best team in the building, right? And Bud Crawford lensed the moment. He actually showed up in the lens. Steve Nelson. And I felt that moment was historic, man, when it comes to the YTC, because you really can't find that shit around. You can't find people who will have that moment with Terrence Crawford showing up on their live. It's just not possible. And this is considered a small channel. I'm talking about Under the Bridge channel. I'm talking about Toto small. The way these people are talking about it. Yeah, they talk about our channels, man. We're talking about a shoebox size channel. But Terrence Crawford showed up on this man channel, man. Salute the Shot News, man. You did the damn thing. That's a classic, bro. They can't fuck with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just pay them niggas 10 mil a piece and get it on. If that's what they're looking for. DJ Never Been Square Business, his undisputed champion, fronted on him in post-fight interview. They don't talk about that. Charlo, I was feeling you coming from the broke-ass fans. DJ Never Been Square Business, his undisputed champion, fronted on him in post-fight interview. Yeah, he did say, that he didn't like the guy, if that's what you're talking about. But DJ said he loved him. He have to keep in the good graces and loyalty to the media. Why not us? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He has, and Charlo say, you love him. I don't. I don't love him like that. You do. But if you look up, at my thumbnail, I know I'm wanting this is something that you haven't seen too much of at Hit Period, besides on this channel. What I've started to do with the fighters to give them that 3D look. You have Terrence Bud Crawford, man, right now. You know what I'm saying? You have Terrence Bud Crawford on there, 38 victories, 0 defeats, and 29 knockouts. Now, if you're saying to yourself, he has more knockouts than Spence has wins, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. And you say if he have around 10 more wins than Errol Spence, you're absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? If you feel that he's accomplished more in his career, yeah, you're absolutely correct, man. 3-weight champion, formerly undisputed. There's no question about it. Yes. But one thing to take note about, Shot News, you would like this. His age 34, nationality USA, stance southpaw, height 5'8", reach 74 inches. His reach at 5'8" is 74 inches. His residence, Omaha, Nebraska. His birthplace, Omaha, Nebraska. His knockout ratio 76.3%. And rounds he's fought 218. His total bouts was 38. You know what I'm saying? They call him Terrence Bud Crawford. Welterweight contender. Rating 5 stars. Titles, WBO World Welterweight Championship. That's pretty much all you need to know about this champion right here, unless you want to know that he came in and made his debut March 2008. All right. And some of his most notable fights, you already know. You know what I'm saying? When he came up, fought Jeff Horn, stopped him in the 9th round, and that was for the WBO World Welterweight title. Jose Benavidez stopped him in the 12th round. Hey, he has power that carries over to the later rounds. Amir Khan just simply made him surrender. White flag. Igor Kavalowski stopped him in the 9th round. A hunter, a predator. That's what Crawford is. But he is also a professor of the boxing IQ. Then you had Kell Brook, 4th round. Stopped him. And then sound the horn. That was the retirement bugle. Serenade Sean Porter as he arose from the canvas for the second time, and it was announced that he was retiring. You get the picture. We was giving him his farewell party. Sean Porter, up out of here. Retired him in the 10th frame. You know what I'm saying? One less than Errol Spence. Let's be clear. Yes, he did every one of them. You know what I'm saying? Every one of the common opponents. So we ran out of the common opponents deal. You know Crawford just don't take well to common opponents because he just goes in there and shut them down and make them look easy. He makes it look easy, man. He makes it look absolutely easy. I'm talking about Echo Zulu easy. He makes him look easy. And we're waiting for the next opponent to give him his papers too. Aren't y'all ready? Aren't y'all ready for that? We're ready for the next opponent so he can get his papers too. I have a poll that's up. Crawford KO of Spence. Crawford KO Spence in what round? 7th is at 17%. 8th round is at 83%. So a lot of people believe that the 8th round will be the round to get out. And when Terrence Bud Crawford chooses to close it out, whether it be the referee stepping in and waving his hands and calling it a night for Spence, or if he's laid out stretched with his eyes resting nice and tight internally to his lids while he's in the upper room. Sing along. He's in the upper room tonight. He's in the upper room tonight. I'll say it's over for you. Hey, it's over. It's over for him, dog. Send him to the upper room. It's over. It's over, man. It's over. It don't matter what you say on YouTube every day. It don't matter. The reality is the car wreck damage Errol Spence permanently when it comes to this sport of boxing. He may still be able to compete with mid-tier fighters, but you're going in there with the fighter that's equally or greater than you are, Errol Spence. You're going in there with the fighter that's equally or greater than you are. Okay, we don't even know if y'all on the same level of equality. Y'all may not be on the same level, man. Just because you're in the same division, you have more belts, y'all may not be on the same level. I'm just checking that. I'm just letting you know. Y'all may not be on the same level. Seriously. Seriously. But one thing I haven't mentioned, man, PBC, whatever they got going on over there. I hope with all the people who's considered rich, affluent, come up with some type of let's just say some type of fund. You know what I'm saying? However, whatever name you want to call it, man. Y'all need to raise some money and get this fight made. We need some money to make this fight because they scratching pennies over there, man. They trying to get dudes to fight a 9.5 fight deal for freaking $5.50, dog. Like the monetary purses over there are crazy. This is supposed to be the big fight in boxing, but they trying to get 2-3 fight deals, right? And they trying to pay them less than what he was making guaranteed money. I mean, come on, man. How's that man supposed to be satisfied splitting the ropes with that? We need to make this right. We need to make it right, man. Y'all can't blame Crawford when they can't come up with the money. And you know what? Let's not be slaves to our own reflection by telling that man, hey, man, why don't you just accept anything? Why don't you just do what they tell you to do? Why don't you be the challenger? Why don't you humble yourself? No, dude, you've been standing in the mirror, goddamn, swinging a whip a little bit, trying to see what it's like to actually be back in that day, bro. How you going to allow that man to go in there with minimal pay and be happy and be mentally ready to go in there and knock Errol Spence out? No, he needs to be, his tempo needs to be as high as it possibly can. He needs to be able to get paid what he's worth. So everything lines up together. His pay, his temperament, his spirit, his energy, all that shit need to be online. Because this is going to be epic. This shit is going to be motherfucking epic, y'all. Real talk. It's going to be epic. PBC got too much pride to say they broke. Well, we know by now because Timothy put it out there that they didn't want to put no insult. He was letting us know. Bud is official tissue. Salute to the illest nigga from Omaha, Nebraska. What? He said salute to the illest nigga in Omaha, Nebraska, dog. Official. Man, y'all better go find them channels over there. Them Spencer Hall. They probably doing the same thing every night, man. They get in the private chat and they go crack them bottles open in the closet. Out of sight, out of mind. They be in there talking in the closet on the private chats. Hey, all y'all together? What y'all sipping on? Huh? Y'all sipping on that white chocolate freaking Ciroc? Y'all drinking on that Diddy? Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you are. Yeah. Oh, I got a little of my girl's Moscato too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be up tonight because that shit got a lot of sugar on it. Yeah. Yeah, y'all know y'all be in there sipping and shit, toasting the Spence. You know what I'm saying? Your girl find you all passed out in the closet, motherfucking peed on yourself and shit. She have to goddamn get you up, tell you to get out your clothes and throw them in the washer. And then when you get sober, she make you go back in the closet and clean up the damn piss stain that you had in there. Just some dumb niggas, man. I swear to God. But man, I'm gonna get up out of here because you can't continue to give lessons to these dudes about the reality of it all, man. They don't want to listen, but they're gonna hear me. Y'all are doing a disservice by not mentioning how you feel about the damage that he's taken before and after Sean Porter fight. You know what I'm saying? The accident. And have you really, had a one-on-one with yourself to say, he steps in there with Crawford. Does he have any chance of making it to the end? Does he have any chance? The only way that he can make it to the end is that Crawford allow him to make it to the final bell. And per the record, I'm looking at 6 already. I think Errol Spence most definitely would be number 7. But I'm looking at 6 stoppages, bro. And I love that Tango Kilo Oscar. I love that. They try to use that. He ain't really knocking out anybody down. He ain't really knocking out anybody. But I say Tango Kilo Oscar over. Tango Kilo Oscar over. Do you read? Do you copy over? You got to send them Tango Kilo Oscars. Them TKOs is something serious. But for lucky number 7, we just going to call in Kilo Oscar over, Kilo Oscar over, inbound, Kilo Oscar over, inbound, Kilo Oscar over, That's all we're gonna call. We're gonna get on the radio and send that call out. That Kilo Oscar. Kilo Oscar, do you read? Over. Yep, that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna link up that Kilo Oscar. That's all she wrote. Remember, I told you. Danny Garcia is our guy. He gave him that damage. Good work. Crawford coming to take your head off. Yeah, man. You know what it is. They set that fight up. Danny didn't go in there to win. DSG did one for the team. Salute to you, DSG. Why? Because you're a team player. You're a team player. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Even when they asked him, Danny Garcia, who you think gonna win? Look, this is after he got his ass beat by Errol Spence. Who you gonna win? Who you think gonna win between Crawford and Errol Spence? And I think about Errol Spence. You know, Errol Spence gonna win. Yeah, no shit. No shit, huh? I got it. But man, y'all hold it down, man. Make sure if y'all can do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I appreciate you. And by the way, hopefully they don't go out here and use my shit from this live post, but I was trying to be as authentic as I possibly could about this. You have to dive headfirst into researching, is there a possibility for him to walk up out of this fight a winner? Is it higher than 2% when it comes to Errol Spence? Is it higher than 2% for him to make it out this fight without being knocked the fuck out? Seriously, because he's not the same person, and he's in there with an absolute different type of striker. I mean, that's something I want y'all to think about to the next live. Does he have what it take for the hot grease summer, y'all? Because he's going to get cooked. You know, it's nothing like smelling fresh fish, not frozen, fresh fish in hot grease. That's what I'm telling you. It's going to be a hot grease summer. Always. You know what it is, man. Stay tuned for another one. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.